Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here. Today, we're taking a look at the all-new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Touring in the Sun Blaze Pearl. So this is a very hard color to capture on this car. I've seen lots of different photos. They all look very different. Different angles produce different lights. Now this one hasn't been fully detailed yet, so it's not as shiny as it could be. I stole this. They're partway through the PDI inspection. They'd pulled it out, so I took the keys. But new front end for the 24 Crosstrek. You get that kind of honeycomb grille look. I don't mind it. I didn't like the photos of it. I really don't mind it in person. Your tow hook location right here. They've got that new C channel style that you saw introduced on the Outback. A little bit different here than there. LED fog lights. They've changed the headlights, of course. Little smaller, but they're all LED headlights now. And from what I can tell, they're fairly bright. But yeah, it's a good looking new Crosstrek. New wheels on the Touring. So Touring is our second trim level up here in Canada. Your wheels, 17-inch, 225/60 R17s. You do get the functional vents like you do on the WRX. Mirror caps, gray metallic. And that seems to be all the case no matter what your exterior color is. So integrated turn signals. And then another big change on the exterior, roof rail. So a little bit more bull-ended or flat-nosed on this. I don't know, haven't had the chance to try to see if the standard Subaru crossbars from the 23s will work on this. I haven't seen that. I did see a bulletin saying that the Thule extended ones are going to be available, but nothing about the Subaru standard ones. But even the side profile, similar, a little bit more angular than the previous gen. Fender flare extends onto the passenger door. And then the rear end, they've redesigned the taillights. Still that boomerang style, but I really like them, the way it extends around the vehicle. And when I look at the rear, I see a baby SUV WRX. That's me, especially this portion right here. And I know it's kind of hard to see with the glare, but I see WRX rear bumper. Of course, this extends, so it's not as pronounced as the WRX one is. But yeah, very, very similar. Reminds me of it. Now, in the back of the Crosstrek, good amount of storage, just like the previous gen. Way more storage than you'd expect. Cargo light is halogen. You've got grocery bag hooks on either side. And of course, you can tie a cargo net to those four pieces. Now, I don't know what these kind of holes or divots are for. I'm sure it's going to be an accessory of some sort, but we'll figure that out as we go. Two hard-mounted tie-downs. If you need additional storage, just like the previous gen, lift up, push forward, and of course it depends how far back that front seat is reclined. So, very, very flat. Lots of storage. I've moved table and chair sets with my previous gen Crosstrek, so I wouldn't be surprised if you can fit a little bit more in here. I don't remember the exact specification difference, the volume difference, but it's pretty large. Let's go to the second row. So in the second row, good headroom, good legroom. I just sat in here myself and it feels to be about the same amount of room as in the previous gen Crosstrek. Now, the Touring models all come with the same interior and they call it gray cloth. So it's a mix of gray, lighter gray and darker gray two-tone. We'll see what that looks like in comparison to the dark interiors. Of course, you've got your latch system down here for car seats. If there's only one or two passengers, fold down armrest, including cup holders. You've got map back pocket on the rear of the front passenger seat. And you have both USB-C and a charging socket. So that's standard on Touring model and up, I guess. I haven't seen a Convenience, I haven't seen an Onyx or a Limited in person yet. So this is it. Door card, it's light gray, dark gray two-tone. Bottle holder with a little bit of storage. Soft touch right here. They've changed the window switches a little bit, and Of course, child lock, should you need it, simple to activate. Now with it being proximity key, keys on your person within 46 inches, touch the lines, it locks, wait a second, keys in my pocket, hand in, unlocks. Really easy to use. And the door card looks pretty much the same, although this is fabric, soft touch, faux carbon fiber, window lock. Very, very similar. Now they have changed the seat height adjustment. I quite like this. It feels very, very nice. Easy to use. And it's that same gray cloth. It almost like it has a little bit of, I don't know if the camera's picking up, a little bit of green in it. I quite like it. Now, they've gone to a fixed style headrest, and it is very up and down, so it's not pushing your head overly forward. But you don't have that ability to adjust it anymore. On the inside here, you have, they've kind of gotten rid of all the buttons here. You just have a scroll wheel. The reason they've done that, you have the 11.6-inch touchscreen. Now, I notice we're getting a little bit of sun glare here, so I'm going to pause it. I'm going to move into the shade. We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, inside steering wheel. Now, gray contrast stitching as opposed to orange. Only the top end comes with the orange contrast stitching. But underneath here, you do still have tilt and telescopic tilt adjustment, which is nice. Steering wheel is the same as the 23 Outbacks, Legacies in a sense now. Similar layout, nice tactile feel, good sound on the left-hand side of the steering wheel here. Bluetooth and audio controls, switch from AM to FM to USB to aux. Right-hand side, we have our EyeSight, adaptive cruise, lane centering. Both of those use the new EyeSight 4.0 cameras. So most up-to-date, latest and greatest version of EyeSight. You do have a mono camera here, which increases the view width-wise. You can track vehicles around corners better with adaptive cruise, lane centering, see pedestrians and cyclists sooner. Bettering improvements all over. Sport and intelligent drive modes, heated steering wheel. Because this has almost no fuel in it, because it just came in, I'm just going to turn on accessory. Oh, you know what? Blind spot detection. So they have gone to the Toyota style. It's on the side, but it's just this little nub here. So I'm going to see if I can actually make that happen again, because that is a very interesting, yeah, blind spot detection with cross traffic. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's the same thing there. And so even the Touring has the blind spot, and it's a little bit smaller than the previous gen. Dash looks very much the same. Center display, just like the Outback. You just toggle through it here. Of course, all the lights are showing right now because I'm only in the on position, not the started. Paddle shifts, select your own gears if you want. And then the 11.6-inch touchscreen that they've borrowed from the Outback Legacy and Ascent. So top portion here, what you're listening to, water temp, oil temp, average speed. You can change these widgets around. You press on them, you touch what you want to change. Let's put calendar. Thursday the 30th. Got weather. That's part of the 3-month trial of the satellite radio you get. And this is where you activate X mode. So, which is Subaru's equivalent to 4x4 low in a pickup. Very, very great system. I was surprised with how capable, much more capable it made my previous gen Crosstrek. So, center portion, apps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, access to the My Subaru app after you register the car in your name. Let's see if it'll put it in reverse. Brings up the camera for us. And you get the backup camera washer. Yes, that is a huge improvement for the new Crosstrek backup camera washer. I love it. And I don't know if you saw it, but you just twist and hold that back towards yourself and it drains over top of it. It's pretty cool setup. Now, all of the Crosstreks 2024 have dual function climate control, a dual zone. So turn it on. I want it colder on the driver's side and warmer on the passenger. I can press, I can adjust on both screens. I can change where I want the airflow. If I just want to sync it together, it's great. The fan strength buttons are huge. Now, it's missing the heated seat buttons that you have on the Ascent, Outback, and Legacy, and that is because they've left them as physical buttons, which is great. That's a smart decision in my opinion. Now you can't turn these on with the remote start. It's not selectable like the others, but if you leave them on and use the remote start from the app, they'll turn on. Below the screen, we have a USB-A, a USB-C, and an aux. Obviously those are for charging. We've got a little rubberized phone compartment, media device compartment. Now, this is actually something I really like. I like that they've gone to a fabric shifter surround. I think it just adds a touch of class to it. And I know lots of people are going to complain about the piano black. I love the look. I think it looks great. Parking brakes electronic, pull up to turn it on, foot on the brake and push down to turn it off. Not sure if that's probably going to be a button on the higher end ones, the Onyx and the Limited, but until I see those, I can't tell you. Or it could just be from the one in Japan. You've got cup holders with removable donuts for drink raisers. Got a 12 volt outlet right here. Media storage, and then in the center console, it's fairly deep. No charge ports or anything in there, but there's a place to run cords out of if you have something in there. Then up top, SOS and concierge / roadside. That's part of the the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. Map lights, set to door so the lights open when you turn on the door. Let's take another look around this. So this is the Sun Blaze Pearl Crosstrek 2024. It's a touring model. The orange is nice. I like it. With the metallic, it kind of looks different depends on the light that you're looking at. Very, very handy. It's a very cool color. Not quite as intense as Sunshine Orange. And then something that I didn't point out that I just noticed after I parked this, you've got this little mountain motif here on the plastic. And I think that's a nice little touch. You do have something similar to this. Oh, it's even got a little image of a Crosstrek there. I didn't notice that prior. But it's kind of got this similar motif on those little drink raisers that I was showing you guys in the cup holders. But very, very cool. Very excited to see these here. So that is a quick overview of the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Touring. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle, any of the colors, any of the upcoming stuff, please put it in the comments below. I'm always looking to make new content for you guys and answer your questions.